Okay, without further ado, let me introduce to you Appalachian Swing.
Thanks, everybody. Number called Never Ending Love for You. Well, we are Appalachian Swing, and we've been a band for a minute or two now, and we just released this album this summer. And if you want to buy a copy of it, come by and see me, because I left them sitting on my desk back at the school. Go figure, right? But it's on all the streaming platforms and all that good stuff, and so you can hear it online and hear it on Spotify, Apple Music, and all those other places. But feel free to come by, and I'll sell you one right from my office. But but they're not here tonight. We mostly do Kentucky Colonels-oriented music, and I almost exclusively do Kentucky Colonels-oriented music. But this one's a Jimmy Martin number that we're going to have Todd kick off in the Neighborhood A. Yeah. Todd's here, everybody. Isn't that great? And we would miss him if he was gone, just like the song here says. Anybody gonna miss me when I'm gone? Well, there ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. There ain't nobody gonna mourn for me too long. Won't you write these words on my headstone? Said there ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. Well, they found their reward there up in heaven, where I find my reward in 1-2. Well, there ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. Ain't nobody gonna hold me too long. Won't you write these words on my headstone? There ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. True to me on copper, you're the only one that's never done me wrong. Come closer while I pet your head, old copper, 'cause there ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. Well, there ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. There ain't nobody gonna hold me too long. Won't you write these words on my headstone? Say there ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. When I'm gone, there ain't nobody gonna hold me too long. Won't you write these words on my headstone? Say there ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. Yeah, won't you write these words on my headstone? Say there ain't nobody gonna miss me when I'm gone. All right. Woo. Have we warmed up yet, boys?
So.
I hope so, but it is, yeah. I'm Steve. So, if you don't know the Kentucky Colonels, I just can't believe that anybody here wouldn't know the Kentucky Colonels. But just in case you don't, it was a band that was around the late 50s and the early 60s and revived shortly in the early 70s. It was formed around Roland and Eric and Clarence White, the White brothers out in California, along with handful of other fellas like Leroy Mack, and we'll tell you about them as we go along. But the Kentucky Colonels were a West Coast bluegrass band and had this really great guitar picker and mandolin player and all these folks in there that really inspired us. And so we did a show of their music a couple years ago, just sort of out of respect of it, and it was so much fun that we had to form a band and name it and make an album. And then travel around and play all that music for folks like you, and we're glad you showed up tonight. Because when you don't, it's way lonelier, and it's a little less fun if you're not here too. We still love to pick, but man, it's sure better when you're out there. So anyhow, this is a number that Clarence did, and it always makes me a little bit nervous when I go to kick it off because Clarence did it so well, and when I hear I go. All right, ready, boys? 1, 2.
percenter on that guitar, folks. Whoa. I think Clarence White's awesome. I love listening to Clarence White, but I like listening to this guy too. What do you think?
Thank you, Hayes. There'll be a little something in your check this month for that one. Tell you what. He's just making up for the last gig where he called me old.
That's true. That is true. I just said.
Don't dig the hole any deeper. Don't dig the hole any deeper. You redeemed yourself enough. That's good. Hey, mute his mic there, would you? I'm just kidding. All right. Are we good?
Slowing down.
Yeah, we're going. I've got a home in yonder city, oh Lord, and it's not made by hand. Oh, Hayes. Well, I've got a mother, sister, and a brother who done crossed over to that shore, and I'm determined to go and see them, oh Lord, live up there. I am a stranger traveling through this worrisome land. I've got a home in yonder city, oh Lord, and it's mine. Not made by hand, darling. I go down to, let's chase Potter right there, River of Jordan, just to bathe my this winter sunland. Well, I've got a home in yonder city, oh Lord, and it's not made by hand. I said it's not made by hand. Oh man, I tell you what, that's fun stuff. That fella down on the end there with the old fiddle is Chase Potter. He comes to you all the way from West Jefferson, Ohio. Is that correct there, Chase? And one of my favorite photographs I've ever seen in the whole wide world is a picture of this fella right here. He's about this tall, sitting on Kenny Baker's lap. I think it should be his album cover, next album cover. That's Chase. Chase doesn't always get to be with us because we just don't want to be around him all the time. But he's here tonight and we're happy about it. We're almost as happy he's here as Todd's here. That's Todd Sams on the banjo. Todd came all the way from Athens, Ohio. I think he had a covered wagon and a mule that brought him here. Mercy. We better do another song before I say something I ought not to say. Here's the number that goes way back. George, who wrote it? Tell him who wrote it, George.
Vernon Dalhart wrote this song, or at least he performed it, made the first million-selling record in country music with this song. I'm sure you all know it. But we were going to tell you anyway. It's called The Prisoner Song.
Someone to love me, someone to call me their own. Yeah, I wish I had someone to live with, 'cause I'm tired of living all alone. Well, meet me tonight, love, meet me out in the moonlight alone. But I have a sad story to tell you, it's a story that's never been told. My little sweetheart all alone, with these cold prison bars all around me, and a head on a pillow of stone. Well, meet me tonight, love, meet me out in the moonlight alone. But I have a sad story to tell you, it's a story that's never been told. Go ahead now. Ship on the ocean, all covered with silver and gold. But Lord, my sweetheart would suffer, that ship would be anchored so. Well, meet me tonight, love, meet me out in the moonlight alone. But I have a sad story to tell you, it's a story that's never been told. Of an angel, over these prison walls I would fly, and I'd fly to the arms of my darling, and there I'd be willing to die. For I have a sad story to tell you. It's a story that's never been told. I'll be one. Well, meet me, night, love, meet me out in the moonlight alone. For I have a sad story to tell you. It's a story that's never been told. Yeah, buddy. So, the Colonels, in their early days, they wrote quite a few of their own songs, and their first album or so had a lot of that material on it. But then they kind of got off and explored some other sounds and doing some other things. But the story on this next number that we heard it, and we heard it sort of from the horse's mouth, that is Roland White, that they were driving down the road, the Colonels were, and somebody was driving. I don't know who it was, but somebody was driving. And Eric, maybe Eric was driving. Roland and Clarence were sitting in the back seat picking. Clarence on the guitar, Roland on the mandolin, and then this little tune just started to pop out the way they'll do sometimes. You know, all you pickers in the room know that sometimes all of a sudden you're like, whoa, got a song. And so they thought, well, what's going to happen if we stop playing this song? We might lose that song. So they pulled off at the nearest gas station. True story here. Pulled off at the nearest gas station. They went into the men's bathroom. They set up their tape recorder, and they recorded the first demo of this number right there in the bathroom of the 7-Eleven or whatever it was.
So we'd like to invite you guys down to the bathroom right now. We're going to play it there for you.
It sounds better down there, right? Number called Powder Creek. George will sing one for you here. That's George Welling back there on the bass.
I do that for the cameras.
There you go. So when we went to make this record and we started picking songs for it and everything, we found that we were doing quite a few of their original numbers along with some of these traditional ones. And Todd Sams on the banjo says, wouldn't it be cool if Leroy McNeese would play the dobro parts on this? See, Leroy was the original dobro player in the Kentucky Colonels. So I said, well, Todd, sure, it would be real cool if Leroy McNeese would play the dobro parts on here. Why are you bringing that up now? Because, you know, he ain't here. He says, but I know him. Lo and behold, he did know him. He actually knew him in real life, not just on the internet. Of course he does. Yeah.
It's different.
It's different, yeah. And so he said, Leroy, we're doing this project with a bunch of your music, and would you play on it? And he said, well, send me some stuff and let me make sure that you all aren't terrible first. So we sent him some stuff, and he gave me a call one day, and he said, you know what? Y'all ain't so bad. Maybe I'll do this. And so he did. All the dobro parts. So if you come to my office and buy that CD, every bit of dobro on that album is by Mr. Leroy Mac McNeese, founding member of the Kentucky Colonels. And boy, 4 or 5 of his originals are on there too. And boy, is he a good one, as they might say. So we're going to do this number of Leroy's. George is going to sing it. I'm going to play it. Get out of the way.
Go now, don't wait, please don't hesitate. Loving you is my great sin, and I might take you back again. For a long time now the world stood still, loved you then and always will. But to me you've been untrue, and now there's nothing I can do. Go now, don't wait, please don't hesitate. Loving you was my great sin, and I might take you back again. Well, here you are, you're back again, and I know I can never win. You broke my heart most night and day, now we must be on your way. Go now, don't wait, please don't hesitate. Loving you is my great sin, and I might take you back again. Go now, don't wait, please don't hesitate. Loving you is my great sin, and I might take you back again.
That's George Welling, I tell you. Yeah, that was just the way it was supposed to be on the record. Or it is on the record, I guess. Yeah. There's something about those numbers that they're only like 2.5 minutes long, so you have to know 50 or 60 of them just to get through an hour. But fortunately we do. We know a lot of them.
I was talking about this the other day. I played a jazz gig this week, and we had 5 tunes.
You probably played for 14 hours.
It was 2 hours. Yeah, exactly.
Man, 5 tunes over here only take about 7
I was
minutes.
gonna say, man.
Y'all ain't doing it right.
Charge him half price.
Why those tunes were so short? You have Clarence White in the band to play guitar. Probably almost
That's right. You're
that's
done.
like 4 breaks.
It's done after that,
Six
right?
songs.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say this again too, folks. If you want, you can find us on social media. Follow all of our pages. Instagram and Facebook are the 2 most active ones that we have. I can't convince Adam to start a TikTok, but maybe it'll happen here the next year.
Ain't gonna happen, man. Ain't gonna happen. TikTok?
Yeah, I don't even think he knows what it is. Anyways.
You're back to calling me old again.
I was hoping you'd catch that.
Any mandolin players out there? We just had an opening just now. This guy, he just can't leave well enough alone. He always got to get himself fired.
That's true.
All right, Todd, do something. We're going to hurt ourselves.
I know what it means to be blue. I know what it means to be lonesome in dreams when there's no one right for you. My baby left me this morning, the clock is striking 4. That sweet smiling face of my darling, I may never see it anymore. But I know what it means to be lonesome. I know what it means to be blue. I know what it means to be lonesome and dreams when there's no one right for you. I've cried for you, darling. No one knows what I've been through. That sweet smiling face of my darling. But Lord, I'm lonesome and blue. But I know what it means to be lonesome. I know what it means to be blue. I know what it means to be lonesome in dreams when there's no one cry for you. I know what it means to be blue. I know what it means to be lonesome and dream when there's no one right for you.
They are getting the throat latches on here. I think we're going to play you one more tune here and then take a short pause for the cause, folks, so you can go get some more of those chicken noodles and stuff downstairs. No more left? No. Yeah, nice. But yeah, we're excited to play another set of music for you. Thank you so much. Leave you with an instrumental tune. We'll let Adam tell you about this one.
I feel like I should have a story about it now that you said that. No, all right. This is a number that Earl Scruggs didn't write.
Yeah, I like that.
It's true.
That's a good enough story.
I'm loving the show. Appreciate you. Liza is going to donate that money to the Pennyroyal. Thank you, Liza. You're a real sweetheart. Thank you. Liza, big hand for Liza. Yeah. Yeah, lady. Okay, without further ado, let's make welcome for the second show, Appalachian Swing.
country, ready to sing. I'm gonna do away with me. Yeah, I'm gonna do away with me.
Thanks, everybody. Welcome back to Round 2. That's another number written by Leroy Mack called If You're Ever Gonna Love Me. It's one of those that you don't want to pay too much attention to the words, or it might just bring you right down. So you just ride the wave of the bluegrass and it all feels good. George is going to do another one of Leroy's numbers here. This one called Won't You Call Me Darling Sometimes.
Hold your applause to the end, folks. I didn't know what else to say.
Thanks, buddy.
It's good. I like it. I like it. He's kidding it.
You were going to do that anyway, probably.
I'm waiting for you to call me darling. I want to hear you say that you'll be mine. Don't you know this heart inside is slowly dying? Oh, won't you call me darling sometime? It seems like a million years and I must have cried a million tears. That's the reason why I say I'm waiting for you to call me darling. Oh, won't you call me darling sometime? Now the rain is falling on my window, and I've never felt so lonesome before. It seems like a million years, and I must have cried a million tears. That's the reason why I say I'm waiting for you to call me darling. Oh, won't you call me darling sometime?
Thank you very much.
Don't encourage him. I said don't encourage him.
So, we're going to do an instrumental here that the Colonels didn't ever record this that we ever know of, but Clarence did. And actually, back in February, we had the good fortune, this band did, of playing a real special show. It was special to me, that's for sure. We were celebrating the 50th anniversary of a thing that happened, and it was called Mule Skinner Live, and it was this concert that only happened one time, and it was Clarence White and David Grisman and Bill Keefe and Richard Green and a bass player whose name none of us know, and Peter Rowan, and they came together and they were supposed to do this TV show with Bill Monroe and his band, and it was supposed to be called Fathers and Sons, and they were going to represent the new generation and Bill's generation, the original generation, and it was filmed on February 12th of 1973. Well, they were there at the studio to film it, and it was supposed to air live too, I think, and Bill called up, and I heard this right from the horse's mouth. They said, Peter, there's a call for you. And he says, okay. And he goes, takes the phone, and it's Bill Monroe. And he says, Pete, the bus is broken down. We ain't going to make it. You all just go on without us. And they did, and they went on and played without him. And of course, that lineup was amazing. And then they went off after that and did one studio album. And then, but before the album was even released, Clarence was killed by a drunk driver loading out of a show one night. And so that kind of put an end to that. but was also opened the door for a band called Old and in the Way that some of you may have heard of as well too. But so back on February 16th of this year, we marked the 50th anniversary of Mule Skinner Live. And I had this bright idea, kind of like Todd did earlier about getting Leroy to play on the album. I had this bright idea that I wanted to play that whole album because to me, it's some of my favorite music and it means a lot to me. And some of these guys it does too. And so I wanted to play the album, I wanted to play the live show, and I was real ambitious about wanting to do this. And but they were a 6-piece band, and we are currently a 5-piece band. And I said, well, we're short Peter Rowan. And they said, well, why don't you call him and see if he'll do it? And I said, all right, I will. And I did, and he did. Peter came out, he flew out from California, and he hung out with us for a few days, and we ran that material. And I told him what I wanted to do, and he said, well, Adam, that's ambitious. I said, I know it is.
Adam showed me that text. That was hilarious, by the way, because Adam gave him the idea. It was literally a one-liner back. Like, that's
ambitious. Yeah. I said, well, come on out. We're going to do this. And he did. And boy, we did. It was a great night. We were at Swayze Chapel on Denison's campus. And for y'all that weren't there were about 850 people in the room that night, which is about as many as that room will hold. And boy, it was a magical night. And we played a bunch of that material. And I felt real honored, I know we all did, to play that music with Peter. Some of those songs were his originals that were brand new back when they did those with Clarence and those guys. But this one is how they opened up the show. It's not Peter's, it's not Clarence's. This one belongs to a fellow named Frank Wakefield. Any Frank Wakefield friends or fans out there? Yeah, man, everybody loves Frank Wakefield. I know I do. He says the opposite of everything he means, painted his mandolin purple. What's to go wrong with that, right? What's not to love? So we're going to do a number for Frank and for Mule Skinner and all them boys called the New Camptown Races. go. Last week, we had a guest artist, Evie Layden, on campus all week. She's an old-time banjo player and a dancer and a body percussionist and a songwriter and all kinds of cool stuff. She had the students up learning dance moves and all kinds of this cool stuff, and we capped it all off with, we had the very first DU Roots, the Denison University Roots Department Music and Arts Festival. And if you ever have a harebrained idea of putting on a festival the second week of school, man, I tell you, somebody would talk me off of that ledge next time. But we did it, and it was awesome. And they did a big old square dance thing with Evie and everything. We had a big old throwdown at the end. Square dancing, people out in the parking lot. We turned the loading dock into a stage, parking lot into a dance floor. We had a big old time, and I'd do it again tomorrow if it was going on. So come see us next year. We'll do it again. But it's good to see them dancing. It's good to see them up and moving. And I won't talk too much about it because we got to pick, but it is an honor, a privilege to work with this program. Denison University is one of about 6 schools in the country that offers a full major in American roots and bluegrass music. And there are a lot of schools that have components these days because more and more schools are coming to the realization that this kind of music, traditional music, not just bluegrass, but traditional music in general, has value and is worth being studied and learned, and not just in a past tense way, not just like in a history department way, but in like, this is real music and it takes a lot of work to do it well, and we're going to honor that. And Denison absolutely does that. They honor this music, and I'm real privileged to be the director of that program. This guy right here is also a graduate of Denison, and he's a mandolin and banjo teacher over in the school. That's Hayes Griffin. So, you know, we have a major, which means you can, like Jack's doing and some others, you can major in this music, but you can double major and you can not major. Denison's a liberal arts school, so that means you get a little bit of flexibility of how you approach things. And I love that, because whether you're all in and you want to major in this music and you're in my office 5 days a week, which is good, that's awesome. But also you could be, like you heard from them, you know, you could be in a global health major, but spending a ton of your time in the Arts Center learning how to play this music. And that's really, I mean, when it comes down to it, whether you're a major or not, I really don't care, because what I do care about is the fact that more generations and more people are playing this music and keeping it going forward. Whether they want to be a pro player later or whether they want to just show up at a local jam, doesn't matter. It's all good as long as people are playing this music. And that's what we're doing over there, is getting more people playing this music. So that's Frank Wakefield's song, and I told him, oh, you know what? All right, it's gonna be a contest now. We're gonna do a number that the students did. I knew they were gonna do it. Yeah, that's right. It's gonna be a throwdown right here. And I thought, oh man, they put that on the list. It was on our list. Maybe we should take it off our list. Or wait, I'm the boss. Maybe I can make them take it off their list. No, that's all right. I wanted to do it both ways, because they did the Dolly and Porter version. Porter, right? I think. And we're not. We're going to do the scratchy old man voice version. Yeah. Number dedicated to Bill Paxton. God rest his soul. He was good in that movie about the space shuttle. I know I'm confusing a few things here, but it's all right. Yeah. Tom Paxton supposedly wrote it, but he really didn't write it. He just rearranged it, and then he got credit for writing it, but that saved us $7 when we licensed the material for the album. That's what I'm getting at. Bill Paxton is the actor from Apollo 13, and he is no longer living. Just to unpack everything that I said there a minute ago. They all know, because they've heard me do that before. So, yes. We love Tom Paxton and Bill Paxton. Charlie Paxton, not so much, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3.
sand, made of sand. In the wind, loving how my soul's burned. In your hand, in your hand. Are you going away with no word of farewell? Would there be not a trace left behind? Could it love you better? Did it mean to be unkind? You know that was the last thing on my mind. You got reasons and a plenty for going. Well, this I know, this I know. Well, the weeds have instead of growing. Please don't go, please don't go. Are you going away with no word of farewell? Would there be not a trace left behind? Could it much better? Did it mean to be unkind? You know that was the last thing on my mind. Hey. As I lie in my bed, my thoughts are turning. What about you? What about you? Underneath the feet, the subway is rolling. Without you, without you. Are you going away with no word of farewell? Would there be not a trace left behind? Could it much better? Did it mean to be unkind? You know that was the last thing on my mind. Are you going away with no word of farewell? Would there be not a trace left behind? Could it much better? Did it mean to be unkind? You know that was the last thing on my mind. You know that was the last thing on my mind. I want to thank Stephen for this mix. Hey, Stephen, this is sounding great up here. We would appreciate that. Thanks to Stephen, everybody. Give him a round of applause. If he wasn't here, I don't know what we'd have done. We'd have been real quiet, except for Todd.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
Todd's always loud, so. So this one is one of those ones that so if anybody has ever wondered what my favorite guitar solo in the whole wide world is, go listen to any time Clarence White ever played this song, and any of the ones that he plays on it. That one could be my favorite guitar solo in the whole wide world. It's just unreal. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do what I can do, but go check out Clarence instead. This is a song that some people associate with the Grateful Dead, but they didn't write it either. Fella from West Virginia wrote it. I don't remember his name. The story was he wrote 2 songs, or at least recorded 2 songs. It was on a 45. And on side A, there's some other song. On side B, there's this one. And some guy from the Grateful Dead found it in a record store bid. He listened to it, said the song on side A wasn't any good. So he flipped it over and he listened to the one on side B and said, well, that one's awful good. It's short, which isn't bad either. And they recorded it, but then a lot of other bands have too. And Clarence did this with the New Kentucky Colonels and with Neil Skinner and all. Number called Dark Hollow. rather be in some dark hall where the sun don't ever shine than to be in some big city in a small room with your love on my mind. So blow your whistle, freight train, bear me farther on down the track. I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I ain't coming back. I'd rather be in some dark hall where the sun don't ever shine than to be home alone and knowing that you're gone would cause me to lose my mind. Then blow your whistle, freight train, get me farther on down the track. I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I ain't coming back. Freight train, getting farther on down the track. I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I ain't coming back. Well, I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I ain't coming back. I'm going to do an instrumental here. Well, this song goes by several names. You know why songs often go by several names? It's because they can't get the copyright to it, but they really want to pick it and put it on their record, so they just call it something else and they hope nobody notices. It's the truth.
For a long time.
It did. It didn't work as well anymore. That whole interweb thing messed it up. But yeah. But this one, most folks know this as the Beaumont Rag, but the Colonel's recorded it as Julius Finkbein's Rag. Yeah, I don't know why. I just did. Probably that copyright thing, you know. You kick it? Sure. Wherever you. Somewhere in between super and not super, he said.
Dancing speed.
Dancing speed. How much coffee have you
I was
had?
gonna say, man, like now I'm like, well, crap, I've got like 4 different opinions. Like, what does that even mean, you know? Oh, sorry.
changing the set list. I'm surprised I made it this long. We've got a few more in us, I do believe, and you're all still here. This is the only song that Bill Monroe and Hank Williams ever wrote together. It's the truth. They really did write it together.
The 100th centennial of Hank Williams' birth was just this past
He
week.
just turned 100 the other day, so we're going to do this one for Hank. It goes just like this.
It took you away. I'm blue, I'm lonesome too. When I hear that whistle blow, I wanna pack my suitcase and go. The lonesome sound of the train going by makes me wanna stop and cry. In the still of the night, in the pale moonlight, the wind it moans and sighs. Well, these awful blues I just can't lose. I'm blue, I'm lonesome too. When I hear that whistle blow, I want back my truck and go. The lonesome sound of the train on by makes me wanna stop and cry. Get him, Chase, come on now.
Potter on that fiddle over here.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like for us to do 2 more songs for you before we wrap up our night. But boy, it's been a good time here. Thanks to the Pennyroyal Opera House for having us here, having the students here, and for being here. This is an awesome place that we got to keep going. We got to keep it rolling. That's a cool thing. So we're going to keep it a little bit on the slower side for this one, because we're going to play real fast on the next one. So we're going to try to balance all that out. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I love doing this one with these boys. Number called "The Fields Have Turned Brown." I left my old home to ramble the country. My mother and dad said, "Son, don't go wrong. Remember that God will always watch over you, and we will be waiting for you here at home. Son, don't go astray," was what they both told me. Remember that love for God can be found. But now they're both gone. This letter just told me for years they've been dead. The fields have turned brown. For many long years I rambled and rambled, no thought to the day that I would return. But now I go home and find no one waiting. The price I have to pay to live and to learn. Son, don't go astray, was what they both told me. Remember that love for God can be found. But now they're both gone. This letter just told me for years they've been dead. The fields have turned brown. Son, don't go astray, was what they both told me. Remember that love for God can be found. But now they're both gone. This letter just told me for years they've been dead. The fields have turned brown.
years they've been dead. The fields have turned round. Thanks everybody, thanks to the Pennyroyal and Rich and everybody making this possible. That's Todd Sams on the banjo. Brought a tear to my eye right there. It's just a sweat, sorry.
Yeah.
Where was I? I was introducing the band. Chase Potter on the fiddle, ain't he great? The one and only George Welling on the bass.
Keep your seats.
Any bass players out there?
You get fired from the 2 gigs now.
I see a few. Man, yeah, George ain't been fired in at least 2 weeks. You're on a string, man. You're on a string. It's George Welling. That's Hayes Griffin on the mandolin. And thanks to the Denison Roots students for coming over here and picking with us.
And last but not least, let's give it up for the one, the only, our fearless leader, Adam Schlenker.
All right, if you're taking notes, the students did this one too, but we're going to do it faster. All right, hey, show them where it's going to be played.
All right.
You guys want one more? Oh my. Hey Adam, where you at?
Thank you much, Bill. Sure, we're doing one. Why not, right? We came to pick, so we'll do it.
Who's with you? Two bands.
Oh man, that's a can of worms right there.
That's a crowded stage right there.
Let's do a little Bill Monroe number to send them all home with. I'll leave you now if you don't want me. I'll leave you anytime you say. But when I'm gone home to see you, you won't be satisfied that way. I tried to tell you that I love you. I tried to prove it night and day. But when I'm gone home to see you, you won't be satisfied that way. Todd Sands. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
And there you have it, Appalachian Swing. Thank you guys for a great show.